Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Hump Day. Waiver Wire Wednesday is in the books, and now we look forward into the next week, and we're going to put all the players that deserve to be at the panic button. It's not that we're going to hit it, but these guys are on the panic button list. Let's get right to it. Jets running backs, Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. I would put the panic button on both of them for different reasons. I think Breece Hall will be fine, but I'm so worried about the incapable Jets, the play caller Nathaniel Hackett. I'm really worried. No quarterback play. I'm worried about that offense going nowhere for a while, and everyone's suffering. With that being said, Dalvin Cook doesn't look anything like how he looked in Minnesota recently. So I'm worried about both Jets running backs. If you have a guy like Tank Dell who you got off waivers, or you're messing around with guys on waivers, I would sit any Jet running back and go with a hot hand. Even an Adam Thielen, I don't trust any Jet player right now. We're gonna do this rapid fire. Number 2, Kadarius Toney, popular guy in the summer, super popular. Touchdown in the Super Bowl. Everybody drafted him. He's got 1 catch, 5 catches, and 1 catch. He's had a terrible season. 35 yards on the season. A lot of drops in that opening game. That's another guy in 10-man leagues, very deep. You don't have to keep Kadarius Toney. Get rid of him. There's other guys. Rice is coming on the Chiefs. A lot of other guys. Justin Fields. He's ranked number 18 on sleepers for quarterbacks. There's 32 quarterbacks. He's got 526 yards on the season. 3 touchdowns, 4 picks. The Bears look terrible. Coaches are getting fired. There's scandals. ESPN's not even really reporting on it. I have Fields in fantasy. It looks like the Bears are in trouble. But the only good thing is Chicago plays Denver this week. It's like the somebody's got to win bowl. So maybe if Fields doesn't have a decent statistical day at Denver, the Bears could be in big trouble. It might be Fields owners, you better go get a backup quarterback now. If you own Fields, it might be smart to start looking for a backup. Another guy, number 4, DeAndre Hopkins. He's number 46 right now in wide receivers on sleepers. 7 catches, 4 catches, 3 catches. 65, 40, 48. Now, some would say that's kind of average, but this is DeAndre Hopkins. It kind of makes sense why he slipped in drafts. But think about this. Kamara slipped in drafts too. If you get Hopkins production from Kamara starting this Sunday on, you'd be pissed. Whoever's got Kamara right now, and I got him in one league, you're expecting him to tear it up. Hopkins is doing the opposite of tearing it up. Mediocre. No touchdowns on the season. 14 catches out of 25 targets. DeAndre Hopkins, 3 games in, 14 catches. That's not the Hopkins that we know and remember. 31 years old, Tennessee, weird offense. You got to have your hand on the panic button with him because it's so ugly out there in Tennessee. Staying with the Titans, Derrick Henry, 63 yards, 80, 20. That's not Derrick Henry type numbers. 1 touchdown, 3. So I'm not panicking on him, but anytime you got a 28, 29-year-old running back that's been hitting it like that, you got to watch. So that's why he's on the panic button list. Najee Harris. This is a whole different reason for the panic button. Guys, Najee Harris stinks. Just because you're built like the statue at Caesar's Palace doesn't mean you're a good football player. He doesn't have it. Najee Harris, the thing on him, he goes 2 yards. He's so slow. It's like molasses on pancakes. He's so slow. He's never going anywhere. And he's not really running anybody over. I'm not impressed. Najee Harris, 31 yards, 43 yards, 65 yards. 5.1, 4.3, 3.4. His yards per carry went down, down, and down, and that's the way it always goes. Najee Harris stinks. Get rid of him. Don't even keep him on your team. Now, another guy I'm really worried about, Darren Waller. If you drafted Darren Waller, you drafted him high. He was probably one of the first tight ends to go after Kelsey, maybe Hawkinson, but maybe Knockinson. Because Darren Waller in a couple leagues went right after Kelsey. So I feel like when I watched him the other day, 3 catches, 6 catches, 3 catches. 12 catches on the season for 120. No TDs. That doesn't look like the guy that was mentioned right after Gronk and Kelsey like 4 years ago. Remember a couple years ago, it was like Waller, Gronk, Kelsey, the three of them. And one of those seasons, Waller was the best one, or one, like right there. Darren Waller, I saw him go up, no dexterity, like get his hand on it, like barely. He doesn't look nimble, he doesn't look fast, and he's not making plays like how I saw Hawkinson. I don't even like Hawkinson until this year. I stayed away from him in fantasy. I saw Hawkinson major wiggle, nice plays. Waller looks like the opposite of Hawkinson. No wiggle Waller. I hopefully he gets going, but he looked like something was wrong with him. So we'll see. Other than that, Terry McLaurin is probably my last guy on the list because Terry McLaurin has name power. If you got Scary Terry, I hate that nickname. You got 16 catches for 120 yards in 3 games. That's nothing per catch. That's his first game. He had 7 yards per catch. His second game he had 9. Last game he had 6 yards per catch. AJ Brown last year averaged 18 yards a catch. 6 yards a catch for a big name receiver from the Ohio State. Not doing it. So, these are the guys that make the panic button list. If you own one of these guys in fantasy, don't stay married to them in the starting lineup. The only guy I have to stay with is Fields because he's so dynamic. He's a quarterback that rushed for over 1,000 yards last year. So I got to give him a little chance here, especially against Denver. But I'm hoping he puts up numbers. But I'll be looking for backups. But that came out to 9 guys: Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, Kadarius Toney, Justin Fields, DeAndre Hopkins, Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, Darren Waller, Terry McLaurin. Those are the guys on my panic button for week 4. All right, I'm Nooch, Neighborhood Picks. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. See you in the live stream and Friday Pick'em Show.